Did you know that one of the most iconic punk rock bands in history, Green Day, almost went by a completely different name? Yeah, imagine your favorite anthems like Basket Case, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, or American Idiot being credited to Sweet Children. Doesn't quite hit the same, right? But that's exactly how it all started. Before the fame, before the Grammys, before Billie Joe Armstrong was yelling, "Do you have the time to listen to me whine?" To sold-out arenas, Green Day were just a couple of teenagers in California with some cheap guitars. A dream and a band name that would soon go up in smoke, quite literally. So, grab your headphones, hit that like button, and stick around because today we're diving into the surprisingly chill origins of how Green Day got their name. Now, rewind the tape to 1986. Picture this: East Bay, California. Punk rock is underground, raw, messy, and loud, exactly how it should be. Billie Joe Armstrong and Mike Dirnt are just 14-year-old kids with too much energy and not enough cash, jamming in a small space and playing wherever anyone would let them plug in. Back then, they went by the name Sweet Children. Cute, right? Kinda wholesome for two future punk icons, but as any great band story goes, things didn't stay sweet for long. By 1989, Sweet Children had started making waves in the local punk scene. They were booking gigs, gaining fans, and, classic punk rock move, annoying just enough people to get noticed. But then came the first of many rock and roll dilemmas. Another local band had a very similar name. There was already a group called Sweet Baby, and it was causing confusion. So the band had a decision to make. Keep the name and risk being mistaken for someone else. Or reinvent themselves completely. This is where things get interesting. When it came time to release their debut EP, 1000 Hours, they decided it was time for a fresh start. They ditched the Sweet Children label and re-emerged under a new, bolder, and way more iconic name, Green Day. But why Green Day? What does that even mean? Well, according to fan lore, and you know Green Day fans don't mess around with their band trivia, the name actually came from a slang term used around the Bay Area at the time. A Green Day was local lingo for spending an entire day doing absolutely nothing productive. Except smoking weed. Yep, that's right. A Green Day was basically a lazy, hazy, completely chilled out day. And if you listen to their early material, it kind of fits perfectly. The band's early sound was raw, gritty, full of teen angst, humor, and rebellion. The soundtrack to the kind of lazy afternoons where time didn't matter and responsibility was optional. Some people say Billie Joe Armstrong himself came up with the name while hanging out in the basement of a Berkeley University building, which, let's be honest, sounds exactly like the kind of place you'd dream up a name like Green Day. Others say the whole band made the decision together. But one thing's for sure, the name stuck and punk history was born. To top it off, one of their early songs was literally titled Green Day. Coincidence? Not at all. The lyrics paint a perfect picture of that easygoing, buzzed-out vibe. Billie Joe sings about lying in bed, lost in thought, comforted by his own lungs. It's all there. The name wasn't just catchy. It captured the very essence of what the band was about at the time. Freedom, youth, and a healthy disregard for whatever anyone else thought. By the time Tré Cool joined the band in 1990, replacing original drummer John Kiffmeyer, the trio we know today was complete. And from there, the rest is pure punk history. Fast forward through 13 albums, countless tours, and a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, and the name Green Day has become one of the most recognizable in music. Think about it. 3 decades of chaos, controversy, and creativity, all under a name that started as a teenage inside joke. Their sound evolved from scrappy punk kids playing basement shows to global rock legends filling stadiums. From Dookie to American Idiot to 21st Century Breakdown and beyond, Green Day kept that rebellious spark alive. Even their 2020 album, with its wonderfully outrageous title Father of All Motherfuckers, proves they haven't lost an ounce of attitude. And yet, even after all that, the story of their name still perfectly fits them. Green Day represents not just where they came from, but what they've always stood for, doing things their own way, having fun with it and not taking life too seriously. In fact, just before they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2015, the band played a small surprise gig under their old name, Sweet Children, at the Cleveland House of Blues. A full circle moment that showed that no matter how huge they've become, Billie Joe, Mike, and Tré have never forgotten those garage days in East Bay, And maybe that's the real secret to Green Day's longevity. They've managed to grow, to change, and to evolve, but they've never lost that sense of authenticity that made fans fall in love with them in the first place. Their name, their sound, even their humor, it's all rooted in the same punk energy that started it all. So the next time you blast Basket Case or scream along to American Idiot in your car, remember that name on the album cover, Green Day, isn't just a random phrase. It's a snapshot of who they were when it all began. A couple of friends, a few power chords, and a whole lot of dreams. Plus, well, maybe a little smoke in the air. From Sweet Children to Green Day, from basement jams to global fame, it's been one wild ride. And as long as they keep making music, we'll keep turning up the volume. Before you go, if you love rock history and stories like this one, hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. It really helps the channel, and we've got plenty more deep dives coming your way. Thanks for watching, rock fans. And remember, every great band name has a story. Green Day's just happens to be a pretty chill one.